Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for our Facebook Live on starting a successful business. My name is Sophie Trinetsky, and I'm the Campus Program Fellow here at the Network of Enlightened Women. And I'm so excited to be joined today by Erica Choinka, the founder of the online women's apparel and accessory company, Chic Politico. Thank you so much for joining us, Erica.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So what made you decide to start Chic Politico?
So I started Chic Politico in March of 2019, and I was just finding that as I was shopping at like big boutiques or trendy clothing stores, there were a lot of messages that I didn't agree with, and I would try and find like, okay, here's the section with stuff about like socialism, and I'm like, okay, where's the section for things that I agree with? And there wasn't any in the stores. And so I just kind of got frustrated because I wanted to wear cute clothes that expressed my beliefs, but it didn't really seem like anyone was offering that. So I just decided to take the plunge and start out with a few designs and see if any other women agreed with me, and they did.
That's very true, they did, and we've all needed something like that, so you did what we all needed.
Yeah.
What was your biggest fear or hurdle that you had to get over when you were launching your business?
There was just a lot of unknowns. Like I said, when I started the business, it really came from a drive of wanting to supply these products for other women who felt like I did. I didn't really think a lot in the beginning about all of the other obstacles that come with starting a business, like filing an LLC and all of these other things. And so at first it was a lot of excitement and just like, oh, let's get these designs out there. Let's get started on this. And then it kind of hit me of, oh, and then now we have to manage a website and we have to deal with taxes and we have to do all these other things now. It's not just the fun. But with those, I've kind of found that luckily we live in 2020 and a lot of answers can be found online. So I was able to use friends that I've known that are knowledgeable in these areas or just the internet in general to kind of help answer those questions and make sure we're doing everything the right way.
You don't think filing taxes is fun?
No, not for me.
So starting a business, like you said, very nerve-wracking. There's so many unknowns. But how did you learn about like the necessary steps that you would have to take, like filing for the LLC and like the taxes and all of that stuff?
Yeah, so I have some friends that have started other businesses or corporations on their own. And so first I went to them to kind of figure out, is this something I even want to try and get involved in? Is this way too complicated for me to understand? And they've kind of led me in the right direction. And then I've just found a lot of things online with, different blogs for new businesses or companies that like specialize in helping small businesses have had a lot of information that have made it easy for me to understand.
That's awesome. So you work full-time in politics and you also do Chic Politico. So has starting your own business influenced your political decisions at all?
I think it's probably the other way around, that my job has really had a bigger impact on the way that I handle Chic Politico. So for me, I've been working in politics since like December of 2016. And I work at the state level and I get to interact with different politicians and representatives and lobbyists every day. And something that I realized that was kind of surprising to me was there's a lot more that we all agree on than disagree on. And so I kind of wanted to hold on to that principle when starting this political company. I didn't want to just focus on the things that are purely what people on the right believe. I wanted to also focus on women empowerment and things like that. And so that's kind of how I have taken that and wanted to influence that on our social media and in our products. A lot of the things that we share on Instagram and Facebook is just women empowerment and encouraging women to reach for their goals and do all of these things that we know women are capable of, rather than just hammering down on the things that we disagree on.
That's awesome. I love that message. So how do you balance then having this work-life balance, but then also, managing a side hustle while still having social life?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I try to be as organized as possible. I'm way more of a phone calendar person than I am a written out planner person. So I always have everything that I have going on in my phone. I like it because it tells me 15 minutes beforehand that it's starting. My planner doesn't do that. So that way I'm hopefully not late to anything. And then just, working with, I'm very lucky that my husband works in politics. And so he gets it. He gets that there are late nights for session because he's also having to do that. But we know that taking time for ourselves is important. On the weekends, we try to just either whether it's a date night or going to the lake, there are times that we have to set aside just for us. So compartmentalizing everything is really important, knowing when it's time to focus on my full-time job when we're in session and we're doing late nights versus at night or on off days, being able to focus on Chic Politico and the company I'm trying to build, and then in the downtime focusing on social life and home life and all of that stuff.
What's your favorite thing to do when you're trying to get away from it all?
I love vacations. I'm a huge vacations person. I take like a ton of vacations every year, or just going to the lake, especially in the summer. We love getting out, going kayaking for the day and bringing our dog, or going to the lake with friends and just kind of unplugging and enjoying time with the people that we care about.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like unplugging is such an important thing, especially when part of your business is online. It's so easy to just work from your phone from nonstop and not take time for yourself.
Yeah, it's nice when we can get somewhere that has limited cell service because it kind of makes me unplug even when I don't want to.
Yeah. So since coronavirus has happened, has COVID-19 impacted your business at all? Were there hurdles that you didn't expect to face?
Yeah, I think luckily it's impacted us less than a standalone brick and mortar store that physically had to close their doors, because we are already operating online. That was one benefit, that kind of got to keep moving the way it was. But as a business, we don't do everything on our own. We work with shipping partners, we work with suppliers, and so having to manage how they're handling the crisis and what things they are affecting on our business has been a big surprise for me. Like with most businesses, we have extended shipping wait times right now. Normally, we try to get products out within a week, whereas right now it's taking a little longer than that. That's been frustrating for me because I have eager customers that are wanting these products, and it breaks my heart that I can't get it to them right away. But thankfully, they've been understanding and we've been able to communicate those. But yeah, just having to rely on other businesses and the policies that they're putting in place that affect us has been something that I was really surprised about.
And then how do you think that government can be better about supporting and encouraging small businesses like Chic Politico?
Yeah, I think with that, I think I'm the type of person that I like government being involved as little as possible. So I really appreciate when organizations like the Network of Enlightened Women are doing things like this, outside of government, just encouraging women and helping them get answers and exposing them to people that have done this, I think helps a lot more than any government program or government intervention could.
Very true. This is a question that I'm super interested in.
Okay.
How has your day-to-day with Chic Politico changed from the start of it to now?
Yeah, so it's changed a lot. Like I said, when I started, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of just running off passion, and was more excited about coming up with a cute shirt design than anything else. Whereas now I realize there's a lot more that goes into it. You can't just come up with a cute shirt design. You have to market it. You have to get photos of the product. You have to connect with customers and work on the shipping and all of that. So I feel like in the beginning, which it's great that I was so passionate about the actual work of creating a product. Now my day is kind of spread out between all of those aspects, where part of my day might be working on product design, but other parts of my day are working with our ambassador program that we have now, or working on marketing, or looking at the analytics of our sales and kind of analyzing all of that stuff. So it's kind of broken down into all the aspects of the business, whereas in the beginning, I was just focused on the fun stuff.
So one of the questions we actually got from our audience, you kind of just brought up. So how do you come up with your shirt designs and stuff?
So a lot of it just comes from like random influences. So like I do work in politics. And so last year as the business was starting was a big time when pro-life messages were getting out, because there was a lot of debates among the states about where to draw the line. And a lot of people were looking at heartbeat bills and things like that. And so that was a huge conversation on the national stage. And so I wanted to take that and provide an outlet for those that share the same beliefs as me, to showcase that belief. And so we had focused on a lot of pro-life issues then, and shirts and products then. So I kind of just look at the national stage. I look at what the customers are wanting. We try to kind of focus around holidays too. Whenever Halloween comes up, doing Halloween designs or St. Patrick's Day or Christmas designs. So kind of just taking into everything happening nationally, and then things that happen seasonally as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's helpful having one, a business that you're passionate about, but two, something that's related to what's actually, like you said, happening on the national stage, because some of your ideas are almost made for you.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you ever anticipate that you'll focus on Chic Politico full time?
I don't know. I've thought about that a lot. Right now, I'm very, very passionate about my day job. I love working on policy, and I love being involved in the political world. Maybe years from now, if I become a mom or I want to step back and do something more from home, this would be an option to take full time. But for now, it's just something fun that I'm able to do as a creative outlet, not necessarily full time right now.
It's always there though, so that's nice to know. What has been the most rewarding part of having a political based brand?
So I think just the most rewarding thing in general, which I'm sure other companies can relate to, is when you see a customer get excited about something you created. The most amazing feeling is when I get a notification on Instagram and I see that someone shared a photo in our products, because it means that someone I don't know found the company, liked what they saw, bought it, and then likes it enough to share it online, which is the whole mission and the whole goal of the company. So it's really rewarding when I see that. And then as well with the political side, that it makes them confident enough to share their political beliefs. It might be someone who's never shared a photo of something that showcases how they feel about a political issue. But if they liked the product enough and they think it's trendy and cute to get out there and start a conversation with someone, then that's a win in my book.
That's awesome. So, what is your biggest piece of advice for anyone that is interested in starting their own business?
I'd say for me, I just kind of went for it. Like I said, I didn't know all the answers when I started. I didn't know every little thing about how taxes work for a business. I found out along the way and in time to get everything figured out. But if there's something that you're passionate about, and if you see a need out there and you have the ability to feed that, then go for it. It's as long as you have a passion that's driving you, it's going to make all of the other things a lot more bearable. The things that aren't as fun about starting a business, and the rejection or the sometimes failures that you're going to experience. As long as you have that passion to fall back on, it's going to make it worth it.
So then I guess a follow-up to that would be, what is something that you wish you knew then that you know now?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think I would say that there are going to be hard times. In the beginning, I was really lucky that I made a few designs that I liked. I bought a couple of the products just to see what kind of interest was out there. And I think within 24 hours of launching the website, we had 3 orders, which is really crazy for something that had never been advertised. It was literally just posted a picture of it on Instagram, and people went to the website and placed an order. And so that was a really exciting time to see people, even if it's just 3 people right off the bat liking what I'm doing, and it motivated me to keep going. But there's other days when a new product's released that doesn't necessarily get the response that I thought. And so just being prepared and ready to deal with the ups and downs of everything, and just knowing that not every day is going to be amazing, but in the end, it's all going to be worth it.
Oh, Erica, that's awesome. I'm so glad that everything's worked out for you, and what a great experience it sounds like this has been for you. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Everyone, thank you again for tuning in. And again, thank you to Erica for joining us for this on how to start a successful business.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.